The search for the next president of Western Nebraska Community College is moving forward. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in Western Nebraska and Eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the WNCC Board of Governors received an update on the start of the presidential search this week as a member of the search consultant firm, the Pauley Group, joined their meeting virtually. Dr. Angela Provart told the board that she will be in the area next month to make an in-person assessment of the institution with visits to the Scottsbluff campus on December 7th and the Alliance and Sidney campuses the following day. She told the group she's also looking forward to meeting with the Search Advisory Committee to develop criteria for the candidate profile.
I'll send out some questions just kind of as a food for thought kind of thing so that you can think about what some of the needs are in your next president, as well as leadership traits that you think are important to the next president. So I'll send out some questions just for you to kind of to think about. Now that we have the committee, then Lisa and I will work on getting them notified.
Provart said the timeline is in good shape, and in fact, she's already started to reach out to candidates that she believes would be interested in the position. Board Chair Lynn Klemke says it's likely the majority of the work to be done by the Search Advisory Committee will be coming in the first few months of the new year. Well, NPPD officials held the second of two open houses at the Scottsbluff Hampton Inn this week to answer questions and gather information from property owners along the possible routes for the 115 kilovolt transmission line for Scottsbluff. NPPD spokesman Grant Otten explained that landowners and interested stakeholders had another chance to examine and comment on proposed routes for the line.
At this point in the process, we're getting some additional feedback to try and figure out. We have narrowed the line segments down to quite a few compared to what was originally posted out there. And so now that we've got the segments whittled down to what looks like the best options, our preferred and alternate options, we need some more feedback because there might be some things that people missed giving us the first time around and some stuff that they didn't identify that we can find out about now and learn more about what the best option is.
The planned line of approximately 10 miles will provide a second connection between the substations on Victory Hill and near the NPPD Scottsbluff office. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. A second fixed base operator, will be joining Valley Airways at Western Nebraska Regional Airport in providing aviation services with the addition of Robbins Aviation as an FBO. Essentially, they act as private terminals for general aviation aircraft. And Airport Director Raul Aguayo told KNB News they were able to creatively split some of the current facilities between Valley and Robbins.
The grant assurances, which rule all of our federal money, assures we have to assure that anybody who wants to be an FBO, that we try to figure out a way to accommodate them. So we did that. So I think that the transition is going to be pretty good. Two FBOs trying to share the same customer base, I think, will be challenging at times, but I think that they'll sort themselves out.
This will provide Robbins Aviation with a facility that will accommodate their flight school and provide fuel, mechanical services, and other FBO amenities. Robbins Aviation will be located in the facility formerly used by Valley Airways, while Valley will remain in its current location in the west wing of the main terminal building. Well, a 42-year-old Scottish man is facing several felony drug and weapons charges from 4 separate court cases following a series of investigations by local authorities. In the first case, Richard Stans Jr. is charged with felony possession of a firearm by a prohibited person stemming from an investigation of a March shooting around 7th Avenue in which Stans was developed as a possible suspect. He's also charged with 2 counts of distribution of heroin within 1,000 feet of a school, once in March and again in July, and 1 count each of distribution of heroin and fentanyl, with those charges from mid-July of this year. Preliminary hearings in all 4 cases were scheduled for later this month in Scottsbluff County Court. And Western Nebraska Community College has been named to the 2022 Military Times Best for Vets Colleges list for the 11th time since 2010. WNCC ranked number 47 among 2-year institutions chosen to the 2022 list based on a survey that hundreds of colleges and institutions nationwide complete. The survey is used to rank colleges in university culture, academic quality and outcome policies, student support, and costs and financial aid in regards to military and veteran services. Mike Milliken, WNCC Military and Veterans Affairs Director, says they are extremely excited to have made the Best for Vets list and are very proud of the services they can provide for military participants, students, and dependents, and plan to continue those services for years to come.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
I really like how our OB department takes our limited amount of doctors and turns it into a strength. Even though we only have a couple of people, you get to know them well over your entire pregnancy. We have 2 state-of-the-art labor rooms that are new with our last addition. We have a couple of very nice postpartum rooms also right here in the hospital, so they can get as much time with mom and baby as possible.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
The Evergreen Credit Card by FNBO. Earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Every day. Everywhere. Never worry about expiring points or category restrictions. Plus, there's no annual fee. Only From the Great Big Small Bank, a bank ever ready for you to earn more, wherever life leads. Evergreen by FNBO.
I'm Jason Jorgensen. It is once again time for Husker Chat. It's brought to you by Acres Equipment as we talk Husker football with Sean Callahan. Husker Online, Nebraska coming off a disappointing loss at Michigan, although I don't think anyone was really surprised. Sean, the thing that surprised me, and this is not new, but I'm constantly amazed how close the odds makers are on things. They knew right where they wanted to set that game, that huge line, and Michigan covered.
And it's like they had a line into Jim Harbaugh to kick that field goal at the very end of the game to give them the cover. But yeah, they once again nailed that 31-point win, 30.5 line. And they did it against the Ohio State game against Indiana. It was a 40-point line, which that's a really hard line to cover. And Ohio State covered as well. So once again, there's a reason why you don't make money in Vegas.
Yep. I was told that a long time ago by a friend's dad. He said that most people who won their bets, if they won their bets, Vegas wouldn't be there. So there's a reason that Vegas is there. How about the game? Nebraska showed, I mean, they tried, but that's one of those games that just showed really where Nebraska's at and where Michigan's at.
Yeah, Nebraska was very shorthanded. I thought Chubba Purdy was playing a lot better too, unfortunately, and was hitting a couple throws, had some nice runs, and he gets hurt on that run. And, the offense really dropped off at that point. And on top of that, they get their only points, and then their offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, gets wiped out on the sideline on the ensuing kickoff following the only points Nebraska scored on the day. Then Whipple's situation became up in the air, and they had to wheel him up to the press box in a wheelchair. And he took over after 3 plays to call the rest of the second half. So the whole second half was tough for various reasons. Michigan's very good. And the quarterback and the coordinator situation just added to that.
It's almost this year like you couldn't write some of this stuff. I mean, it's just been one of those years.
Yeah, and going to Ireland, and I mean, it really is amazing to think about everything we've dealt with over the course of a year. Going to Ireland, head coach fired, defensive coordinator fired, interim head coach Mickey Joseph stepping in, multiple quarterbacks getting hurt, offensive coordinator getting wiped out during a game. And I'm sure I'm forgetting other things in there, but those are just a few of the things that come to mind.
Also, I don't know when the last time was you have a matchup between 2 Power 5 teams and they're each with an interim head coach. That also is a little different.
Right. It's very unique in that sense. Jim Leonard, I think, is going to get that job. They're 5-5. Obviously, they want to get to a bowl game, but I think most expect him to be the head coach. Where at Nebraska, I think obviously it appears Trev Alberts will go in a different direction. The better question now will be, is Mickey Joseph going to be a part of the next staff, whoever the next head coach would be?
I know you've been pretty consistent on this, on what you put online. Do you think Trev Alberts still waits until after the Iowa game to make this announcement?
It's a difficult thing because if Mickey Joseph is involved to be a part of it and they can iron that out behind the scenes, that he's going to be a part of the new staff, maybe there's a way you could present both together in a unified front to kind of make it easy. But, if Mickey and some of the guys aren't going to be a part of the next staff, it'd be really hard to roll out a new coach, kind of present that, and then expect the players and the current coaches to focus on these remaining games. So, and it's a very tough deal. Because I think there's been some thoughts out there, it might be coming out this week or tomorrow. And it's gotten a little wild lately here, just with the speculation of what direction Trev Alberts is taking this thing.
Do you think Trev Alberts already has his man, or do you think this has not been decided yet?
I mean, honestly, Jason, it's a great question. I think he's got a pretty good idea who he wants. Now, the better question is that guy locked up? Are the terms agreed upon? Are they at the 1 yard line? But I would think at this point, you're in the red zone with your candidate at the very minimum, and you're very, very close to hopefully getting things signed off. And generally, big deals like this, you kind of agree verbally on everything, get it all ironed out verbally, and then you put it in writing. And then from there, you kind of go from back and forth and make sure everything's set up. But it's a lot of money. It's a big job. So it's a very, tough thing to finalize, especially when you're hopefully going to get a high profile guy in this position.
About the game on Saturday, what's the best case scenario for Nebraska against Wisconsin? The Badgers, as you alluded to, they've been up and down too. That this has not been the type of season they wanted to have either.
This is honestly the most beatable that Wisconsin's been. Unfortunately, the quarterback situation for Nebraska makes it hard to read what this game will be, but Nebraska has a chance. They really do. The defense has played well, and I'll say that what Bill Busch has done is they're not breaking down. They're not giving up big plays and big runs. Braylon Allen has just killed Nebraska with those long, big runs. Last year in Madison, especially, that was tough. He just had a couple of those runs that broke free in that game. And, I think if they can limit the big runs and make the Badgers drive the field, they've got a chance because their quarterback play has been subpar. They don't get a lot out of it. They're not going to really, really stretch the field with great receiver play, and they lost their tight end Ferguson to the NFL. So this offense is not going to light the world on fire. The question is, can Nebraska score some points? Because they're on one of those streaks where it's been very difficult to watch. There's only been one touchdown scored since Casey Thompson's injury.
Yikes. Yeah, isn't it like 20 straight possessions too without a touchdown? I thought I heard
20
you say.
straight possessions. Against Illinois, they didn't score at all without Casey Thompson. The following week, they did score the 13 points against Minnesota, and then last week they had 3. So they have scored, I believe, 3 field goals and a touchdown without Casey Thompson.
All right, we'll see if they can find the end zone on Saturday against the Badgers. Sean, as always, we appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jason.
That was Sean Callahan of Husker Online joining us for Husker Chat. Once again, Husker Chat's been brought to you all season long by Acres Equipment. I'm Jason Jordan.
The Evergreen Credit Card by FNBO. Earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Every day. Everywhere. Never worry about expiring points or category restrictions. Plus, there's no annual fee. Only from the Great Big Small Bank. A bank ever ready for you to earn more, wherever life leads. Evergreen by FNBO.
Let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar.
The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the Chadron Police Department is beginning their Turkeys for Tickets program again for 2022. This program allows the police officers to opt to issue a turkey to a motorist instead of a ticket for minor traffic violations. The program focuses on traffic safety, but also provides an officer with a different option of enforcement and the motorist with something that may help them out during the holiday season. The turkey can be used by the recipient or can be paid forward to the next motorist at the next traffic stop. The Chadron Police urges the public to adhere to the rules of the road this holiday season, particularly when drinking and driving are involved. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.